Hello, Gayatri. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good, Rajni ji. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. And how's your day been going so far?
The day has been going quite busy, quite engaging in a lot of things. Yeah.
Hmm.
What about you? How's that?
It's as usual. I started taking a few sessions in the morning. I took a few classes, and now I'm here with you. Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, so today I want to discuss a few questions with you related to English and communication skills itself. And they are quite relatable with the learners who are already into the journey. So they have kind of doubts, and I picked those questions from there itself. So, are you excited for that?
Yeah.
Great, great.
So, like, do you want to go for a small introduction?
Okay, yes, I forgot about it. Yeah. So, as you know already, I have now community of 97K subscribers, and many of them are new to my channel. So, I would like you to give your introduction so people can know you.
Yeah, for sure. So, hello everyone, and Rajni ji, and thank you for having me back. My name is Gayatri Sharma. I am from west part of UP. I am an English language trainer for 3.5 years. I have helped more than 5,000 learners throughout my journey. I have been training people for grammar, spoken English, communication, personality, and many more aspects of the language and personality. I have done my graduation and master's in English literature, so that is all about me. Recently, I have started a YouTube channel because a lot of people were asking me, ma'am, where you are? Like, what's your channel? So I have started a channel called Gayatri's English Hub. That's all about me.
Fantastic. Yeah, I visited your YouTube channel. I commented there too. Like, it's a great initiative because, as you are an experienced trainer already, that you have been taught 5,000 people and then you have been doing it for 3 years. So, maybe people will be able to reach out to you easily. They will not
Mm-hmm.
struggle to find where is Gayatri Sharma, how to connect to her. It's
Yeah.
easier. And it's great that you are here to share your guidance, even your experience, so people can learn from there itself for free who are not able to afford or not able to join. That's great. Okay, so yes, so shall we start with the questions?
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, I want to know, and it is on behalf of intermediate level students, that how to get rid of the plateau situation.
Okay, great. Like, there was a point I remember when I was completely stagnant and I could not see anything getting added on, like, or in my vocabulary or anything. Okay. So, what is the plateau situation? Let's just explain to people first of all. So, plateau is a situation where you feel quite stagnant, quite stuck. You feel nothing is getting improved, or I'm not able to inculcate or impart new things in me or my knowledge, right? Now, how to overcome the situation? See, for me, it's like you have to diversify your learning. So, plateau situation could be when you are quite comfortable introducing yourself. You can say, "Hey, how are you? How are you doing?" You can have casual conversation, and people have been having casual conversation for years and years and years, and then they feel they are quite confident in it. However, when I start talking to them about current affairs or when I start talking to them about different stuff, they get quite perplexed there. So it's really important to work on your knowledge, diversify your learning. If you are quite comfortable, like for example, I am an engineer, and if I'm really good at technical stuff and I can talk all the in and outs of technicalities, artificial intelligence, languages, and whatnot, I must diversify. So because there will be always a point when I feel, oh, I'm really confident in my stuff, fine, and then I feel stagnant. So diversify your learning plays a crucial role here. Experiment with your taste. If you are a politician or if you are interested in politics, now let's move for geography. Learn the earth, right? If
Mm-hmm.
you are someone who is really good at accounts, maths, and things, go for science, how science helps you. If you are a scientist or a person who is interested in science, go for technology, engineering, and all these things. You don't have to master this. Just
Mm-hmm.
gain the knowledge and start inculcating and imparting new knowledge in you, and then you'll see great improvement. That's what I can suggest to
I
people.
agree with you totally. Like, yes, we have to grab knowledge. Once we have the input, then only we can give the output. And instead of just allocating the whole free time to the speaking practice, which you have been doing for quite some time, just focus on the grabbing on the knowledge also. Like simultaneously, you can inculcate the habit of reading and then revising whatever you are noting down. And do not just kill your time on watching itself. I know many people who watch for many hours, but they don't remember anything, they don't learn anything from that. So while watching, I also recommend you to make notes also, so you can revise later. Because if you have been watching even a movie too, if you are watching a movie too, you will learn a lot of things from that. But if you are not noting down, you will not remember that. After one movie, tomorrow you will watch something else and some other videos, you will forget what you have learned yesterday. So that is again a great point to make notes and keep revising the notes too. Good. Okay. The second, I want to know, like many people struggle to find their current level, like where they are
Okay.
right now in English. So if you can help and you can enlighten people with the practices, with the actual tips or methods, if there are, they can evaluate or assess their current level in English right now.
Yeah, for sure. I will answer this question. Let's hold this question for a second. I want to add on in the plateau situation, that is stagnant situation. I remember so there has been 2 to 3 days I have been interacting with your Telegram community where people ask me a lot of questions, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
remember one of the person was like one of the learners, he was telling me today that ma'am, I watch 10 videos of Rajini ma'am every single day.
Ten
I said,
videos. Oh my god.
yeah,
Uh huh.
he said this to me that I listen to her like 4 to 5 hours every single day. I asked him and I asked him not to do this. I asked, watch one of her videos, pick it up and learn all the words she uses because she's really amazing speaker. So I denied it to do that first. Second,
Mm-hmm.
I people find boring to repeat the lessons or any videos. I remember watching one of the conversation of Sudha Murthy ji and Shashi Tharoor ji,
Mm-hmm.
and it is like almost 1 hour 38 minutes long video, which I still remember that I repeated that video 28 times. I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you, 28 times for consecutive 1 month. I was on that video and I very rigorously practiced all the impressions and expressions which Mr. Shashithroor used. Whereas
Mm-hmm.
Sudha Murthy ji slightly and subtly criticized Sharuji that why do you use such an alien language? Like we have simple words to talk and something like that. I remember this, funny conversation between those two people.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important to repeat this stuff. You cannot keep bombarding your brain with a lot of videos, content, and things. Repeat. I know it's boring, but you don't have alternative.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what my answer to the first question I wanted to add in. Second, your question is how to assist your level, right?
Assess your level. Yes.
Assist your level. Yeah, great. Um, Experiment with your listening skill. So you can
Hmm.
pick 5 to 10 YouTubers, and when I say pick them, I am not asking you to for the YouTubers who are teaching you translations, right? What I'm asking you, the YouTubers who either produce conversations or they have podcast channels or they teach you something like not grammar, but they talk
Mm-hmm.
on something, they express their views. So experiment with that, right? Understand, are you able to get them? If not, then to quiz your level, go for someone who speaks basic English. Even if the person makes mistake, works well, but at least learn. So
Mm-hmm.
experiment with that. Make a list of 10 to 20 YouTubers. Go listen to them. If you are able to understand them, fine. If not, then try to find alternatives. So if you are a beginner, find simple speaker. And if you are an intermediate, then again go for advanced speaker. So this is how you can go for. That's the first way to
Mm-hmm.
assist your level. Because until you listen to people, you don't understand that what you understand and what you don't, what you comprehend with and what you don't comprehend with. So go for this. Second task, grammar is the most favorite part of mine when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to talk about learning English language. So pick some topics of English grammar. Simply go on ChatGPT or go on any like Google or Gemini. Ask the particular platform to give you an exercise on present indefinite and solve that exercise,
Yeah.
right? Or maybe
Mm-hmm.
simply go that see I'm a language, give it a prompt. I'm a language learner. I need to assess my level. I need to assess my level. I need to see where do I stand. So can you just prepare an exercise for me? This is how you can take the advantage of AI. So
Yeah.
ask that can you prepare a test for me? It will give you a test. Try to solve it and see where do you stand fundamentally. This is the
Mm.
second exercise you can go for. Third exercise, when I ask you to listen to the YouTubers or some amazing speakers, make sure that you are simultaneously making the list of vocabulary they use. If it is something which you can comprehend with, continue with them. Use that vocabulary.
Mm-hmm.
If not, then find the basic alternative to those synonyms. Like, oh, I go for benevolent. It's a word. Benevolent, benevolent. It has multiple pronunciation. That means kind, kind-hearted
Mm-hmm.
person, right? Then yesterday I learned a word. I'm not remembering. I'm not able to recall the word right now, but it was the synonym of compassionate, something like that. So
Okay.
if you are the one who is not able to comprehend with compassionate, if you are the one who cannot use it spontaneously, go for kind. He's
Mm-hmm.
very kind, he's very soft hearted.
Yeah.
So that's how you can assist your level in vocabulary, in listening skills, and your fundamentals of English grammar. These are the
Fantastic.
basics.
You have explained it
Yeah.
in a very, very crisp and great manner that people can assess one by one, step by step. And I also agree that grammar is the fundamental, like it is the core thing of any language. And yes, I agree that we learn our mother tongue naturally, like we don't need grammar, but it is as it is our second language. We are not in the environment where we are going to listen to the English whole day, so we will pick it naturally. No, so for that reason we have to go with the fundamentals too. Simultaneously you can just do one more practice I got to know, which is like whenever you, as you mentioned, I want to add in that itself, as you mentioned, you check your listening skills. So when you have been watching already a lot of movies, so I would prefer to watch now without subtitles. So then you will be able to see how much you are capable enough to understand them properly. Otherwise what happens when you have subtitles on either in English or in any language, you become fast reader than a fast or attentive listener, because you are reading the subtitles simultaneously. So in order to become an attentive listener, just watch it without subtitles. That would also help, and it actually helped me a lot. So nowadays I do that. Okay. Apart from that, as you mentioned about the grammar portion, I also believe in the hard work too, because yes, English is a little not English. When you learn any language, it is a monotonous task to do every single day. And as you mentioned, repeating the video of anyone is definitely a boring task to do. But if you are here to just achieve any level, then you have to do it. You have to be in the consistency of repeating the same video, same content. And then I feel that it becomes easier because you don't need to put, extra effort of revising notes from your notebook. You are listening again and again, and it gets repeated again. The words, the expressions, the even sentence structure also improves if you do that. So great points. Okay, so next I want to ask you that many people struggle with this too. Earlier I also struggled with it, that how to start a conversation with strangers.
Right. Here, I would like to talk about an experience recently I had. So, the place I live is really beautifully spiritual place, and there was a French girl, and like it was on Monday, okay. So there was a
Mm-hmm.
French girl. She was struggling to communicate to the local people that I want a cup of tea and something to eat because I am hungry. And
Mm-hmm.
I was just roaming around with my mother because I was on morning walk. I went for morning walk. I approached her and so there are some basic etiquettes we must follow. You cannot just randomly go and say like, I want to talk to you and no.
Mm.
Just go to them, approach them politely and ask them, can I have few minutes of yours? And they would be really happy. So strangers, again, it depends upon who are you approaching to. So
Mm.
sometimes people are not in that good mood, so you will face a lot of rejections. They might see you very with a skeptical mindset, like why do you approach them? Why do you inquire about them? There are different etiquettes you must follow. So simply go to them, say, may I have few minutes of yours? Then if the person says yes, yes. So simply say hi, hello. What do you like about the place? Don't get into personal details. These are
Mm.
professional etiquettes which I was taught and which is something which I even you take it your example. If someone very unknown comes to you and approaches you and starts asking about, oh, how many family members do you have? What's your it's fine to have occupation, but if someone asks you, okay, what is your income? Something, they are very intimate questions.
Mm.
So just keep in mind, request for a few minutes, ask for very general questions, pick something which you can talk with, something you both
In
can
general.
align with.
Hmm.
In general, start general conversation and have very polite phrases. You can learn polite phrases on YouTube. There are multiple videos they give you. May I
Hmm.
have a minute of yours, or may I talk to you, or what do you like about this place, or something like that. This is how you can approach the strangers. I believe there is a lot to talk. Like
Hmm.
if you know the person is an engineer, simply start a conversation. How do you see AI? If a person is a
Hmm.
doctor, start a conversation on the topic. Sir, you are a doctor, and a lot of people, India is the capital of a lot of diseases, right? India is the capital of cancer now. India is
Hmm.
the capital of sugar. If you go and research about that, you'll get to know about it, right? So when you find a doctor who is a surgeon, or a person who is a specialist in cancer or maybe sugar, oh, I'm really sorry to take this disease name, I just want to exemplify, nothing else, right?
Hmm.
Approach them, ask them what are the major
Hmm.
reasons why India is the capital of cancer these days. They will answer you. They will guide you through. They will be the happiest one to tell you, right?
Hmm.
This is how I generally approach strangers, because I love talking to strangers online, offline, anyway. I
Hmm.
don't generally intimate them, like I don't scare them with personal questions. I simply ask general question to start. If they are excited to talk more, they share themselves. So this is how you can approach strangers. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. Yes, I remember I saw your WhatsApp status where you were talking about the experience of meeting that girl and guiding her and then helping her. Even you were thanking to the local people to like how they treated her. I was really great.
Yeah.
I love that, and I am also very eager to talk to people and discuss things. And when you know that these are the travelers, so you already know one thing which is clear, that they love traveling. So you can talk
Yeah.
about, you can start your conversation with that topic itself, right? So it
Yeah.
is not like personal, they will share experience. You can talk about any place, you can suggest any place in India, wherever you live. You can talk about that, you can talk about the famous places, and if you have knowledge, if you have the same interest, then it becomes even way more easier. And apart from that, I believe that it is not about English, that how to start. It is more about courage and interest. Like if you have the confidence and courage to go and talk, then it becomes easier. Because earlier when I was there in Jaipur, I struggled a lot to talk to people, though I had a lot of foreigners around me. Not around me, like whenever I visited the historical places in Jaipur, there are a lot of places which you can visit. So I went there a lot of times, to talk to people. But always I observed them and I came. I observed them and I came. I wasn't able to speak. And because of, I think, the courage I didn't have. But one day I was able to do it. The day I didn't make any plan to talk or go. Once you make a plan, you have kind of a fear. Okay, I'm going there. I'll talk to somebody. Then I always had a fear. But one day I went to the park, the Central Park in Jaipur. There somebody was sitting and reading a book. It was like quite difficult to disturb a person who is reading a book. But still, I immediately a thought came to me that just go and talk, just go and talk. So I just went there and politely asked him, and I sat there, and then we had conversation. Even we played badminton for 30 minutes together. So it was really great experience. And once again, I had a conversation with a foreigner in Jaipur itself while roaming on street itself. So it is kind of a courage too, that you have to muster the courage and go and then strike up. It's not that much difficult,
Yeah.
but it seems difficult. Once you do it,
Yeah,
you
it is.
realize that it's not that much challenging.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. I hosted that girl for 24 hours.
Wow.
I asked her, like she was on cycle. Actually, my mother noticed her, right? So she was on cycle, and then so my mother asked that, there was a foreigner and she was going. I was like, okay, if we can get her, I would love to talk to her. And if
Mm,
she has time, she was on bicycle. That was very exciting for me, and I really wanted to know that what makes her travel on bicycle. So what I got to
mm,
know that the girl is traveling from Nepal to France on bicycle, and she will be traveling to almost she will be that bicycling for almost 1 year. Yeah,
a year,
she started
yeah.
in September. Yeah, and then she will end in October 2025, and that somehow intrigued me. And I made her answer the question. I asked her, what made you decide that? How do you get this much strength every day cycling for 100 to 120 kilometers? So I
Mm,
got all these questions. I asked her to stay for 2 hours only to make her visit the temples I have in my locality, but she was so happy with the nature and the way I was explaining about my place, because it's a spiritual place. It holds beautiful significances in historical, I mean, like Mahabharata time. I
Mm-hmm.
know all those stories. I told those stories, and she made it to 24 hours. She stayed at my home. I
Wow.
hosted for 24 hours, and that's how I made it. So that was amazing
Great.
experience. Yeah.
Great, great. And we get inspired by these girls, these women who do, these things in their life. They take challenges and targets and tasks and then they complete. They are not just completing the journey, or she's not just traveling. She's inspiring a lot of women out there, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's not an easy task to travel on cycle for like almost for a year and to travel 20
Yeah.
countries. I was just stunned by it. So
Okay, okay.
that's how
So
it is.
let's move to
Yeah.
the next question, which is I come across this. This is like frequently asked question too. Again, by my subscribers, you must also have seen these question in comment box and somewhere. So people ask that how to talk on variety of topics. When it comes to a general conversation, they are able to talk, they are able to participate. But when somebody asks them any question, particularly related to any particular topic, then they feel they stuck and then they don't get any thoughts or any ideas to elaborate.
Okay. Okay. I remember when we used to study in class, so we used to have that competition with our friends, right? We were very
Hmm.
competitive to each other, like, oh, I want to raise my hand first to answer the question. And the result of raising hand and being excited, having internal knowledge, because I know the answer, so I can talk. So
Hmm.
what happens when someone puts up questions from altogether different domain and you don't have any idea, you are scared of talking. So
Hmm.
my answer is really simple. Work on your knowledge, diversify your learning. Okay, let me tell you my initial phase. I joined a brand as a tutor. I will not
Hmm.
take the name of the brand. I joined it 2 years back in 2023, like yeah, almost 2 years back in 2023. So I
Hmm.
was very okay with holding basic conversations. Being a trainer, I was like fine. I was good at grammar. I
Hmm.
had the technical knowledge, but when you talk in subject matters, right, I was quite naive. So some of my students, they came from the background like UPSC. Oh gosh, they were preparing for UPSC. Their knowledge was crazy. Then few of my students were engineers, then CA, then lawyers and whatnot, and they are masters of their fields. So
Hmm.
then they used to push me. Some of my students were really, they were senior to me. I mean, I started my journey when I was just 20 years old as a trainer. So they were senior to me and they pushed me to accumulate and accommodate more knowledge, right? They asked
Hmm.
me that they used to call me ma'am and they said that ma'am. Oh, okay. So for an UPSC aspirant, if I start talking about artificial intelligence, he might answer me, but he's more interested in international relationships, politics,
Hmm.
geographical condition, historical condition, and whatnot, because they have the treasure of knowledge. Yeah. So because I came across, and still I am the one who deals with the people from different walks of life, I have to cater their personal needs. If there is someone like, okay, let me give you example. There are 5 students I deal in one-on-one these days,
Hmm.
and they are from altogether different. One is engineer, one is lawyer, second one comes, he's a real estate businessman. There are two real estate business people, and one is a professor, she's a principal. Now everyone has totally different personal needs, and
Yeah.
if I really want to cater those needs, I am the one who has to work on all the areas, right? So this is how
Absolutely.
I cater people. It's really important, work on your knowledge. Now, people come and they say, no, I'm not interested in politics.
Hmm.
It's okay not to be interested in politics, but
Yeah.
understand the policies which directly or indirectly impact you. What
Hmm.
is GST? What are taxes? If you are not making money, but what who knows that you will make crazy amount of money and you have to pay taxes. So
Yeah.
better you start gathering knowledge about that, right? Everyone invests and then saves. Maybe your system of saving could be very traditional, that okay, you go to banks and you deposit your amount. But what if
Hmm.
you learn about systematic investment plan and you get more returns? So bank gives you 7 to 8% returns, which is not that good. Whereas if you go for mutual funds or SIPs, it gives you 12 to 15% return on your money. So
Hmm.
what if you learn about that?
Yeah.
Diversify your knowledge.
Hmm.
Topic can be challenging. A lot of people, they say that, oh, when someone asks me a specific topic, I go blank. It's just like I don't have knowledge.
Hmm.
Work on
Absolutely.
your knowledge.
I totally
That's my
agree with
answer.
it. Yeah. I believe the amalgamation of knowledge and vocabulary both works in this field when it comes to elaborate topics in English, because I have come across people who are very good at speaking on different topics, variety of topics, especially as politics and all the things. They have debates in Hindi or in their mother tongue. But it is difficult when it comes to elaborate things in English itself. So I must say, like, your vocabulary also should be very strong to elaborate the topic. And at the same
Mhm.
time, you need to be very patient with this, because this approach, because it takes time. You cannot gain knowledge in just 1 month or 2 months of every aspect of life and everything in the world. No, it is a persistent thing that you need to do in order to gain knowledge and in order to build your vocabulary. So be patient with it. Do not just write down every single day on YouTube like how to speak on topic, how to speak on various topics, and asking on chat gpt and all that. Instead of doing that, just pick one, spend 3 days 4 days on one topic and do that. Be patient, practice with it. If you forget also, be very kind with yourself, that you can revise again and then you can speak on this. Do not like, okay, I learned everything and I don't remember. No, it is very natural that we don't have that much of, I guess, capacity now to remember things because of the social media. So you need to be very kind with yourself too. Okay, so the
Yeah,
next
yeah.
question I want to discuss with you, that is, how to focus on and how to improve the sentence structure.
Yeah. So again, I want to pause it for a second. I want to add on something. Okay. So when you
Okay.
say that you cannot learn everything all together, I really understand this fact. I don't want the learners to go and learn politically, geographically, historically. Please don't do that. Pick
Hmm.
one thing, very simple object. Even you can go for mobile phone. I mean, there's a lot to talk about mobile phone. You can talk about the general use of mobile phone. You can talk about the
Hmm.
history of mobile phone, how we used to have Nokia phones. You can talk about the future of mobile phone. You can talk about how evaluative and inventory it is a good invention of human being. Talk
Hmm.
about it, like who did it, why did he do it, what are all the uses, how does it help you technically, professionally. There is a lot.
Yeah.
Start with it. Now, if you are not interested in politics, please don't get in that. It's
Hmm.
fine. But there must be something which you really like to do. It could be playing badminton, playing football, playing cricket, or maybe talking to people, or preparing food, right? Parenting
Hmm.
kids, something like that, could be anything.
Yes.
Get back in that particular thing, and you must know everything about that. You can never
Hmm.
know everything about that, but at least you must be. If you are think, I came across a lot of people and they say I love watching movies. Okay.
Hmm.
So when you say I love watching movies, you cannot just say one or two movies like, oh, I have watched it, so I love watching movie. That's quite very rare, right? When you
Hmm.
love watching movie, you must know some favorite characters, how movie impact your personal life, your professional life, your mindset, who are the actors you really like to, why do you like every single thing.
Hmm.
Cover up all the aspects of what you like. So don't
Yeah.
get into all the topics in one go. Start gradually, be patient,
Hmm.
step by step.
Hmm.
Great. So your question was how to structure the right sentence.
Yeah, improve
Yes.
sentence structure, yes.
Great. Previously, I talked about the importance of grammar when I said that grammar is really important. Grammar is
Hmm.
really important. Simply learn a concept for a week,
Hmm.
one concept,
Hmm.
and then make 1,000 sentences on that particular concept. At least your
Okay.
target should be 1,000. It's not a big task, I'm telling you, Rajni. I know I can see your expressions right now. God, 1,000 sentences are crazy. No, it's not a big task. I'm telling you how it is
Okay.
not. If you
Hmm.
cannot write those 1,000 sentences, you simply go on ChatGPT. People are using
Yeah.
ChatGPT totally in different ways. But the way I use ChatGPT is like something which I use it for my help, not to be my master.
Hmm.
It's my assistant. It's not my master. Okay. So I simply go on ChatGPT. I give it a concept like present indefinite tense, and I ask it to, and I also give it frame situations, some situations. So for example, I can say I'm an English trainer.
Mm-hmm.
I want 1,000 example of present indefinite. Then I will give it a situation like my students. One is engineer, one is doctor. So try to pick real life sentences from these different life conversations. So
Mm-hmm.
ChatGPT will do work for you, but then either working on the concepts and just speaking those sentences is your job. So once
Mm-hmm.
you have the list of those 1,000 sentences, speak them. This is
Yeah.
how you improve it.
Mm.
Repeat the concept. Present indefinite tense is used in 5 to 6 real life situations.
Yeah.
Habits, hobbies, your hobbies, general facts, scientific facts, or your routine when you want to talk about your routine. And
Mm.
sometime present, not sometime, all the time these days, there is a modern use of present indefinite tenses using in news. It's like modern
Mm.
use of present indefinite tense. So these are the five, six scenarios you use present indefinite. Now I'm telling, this present indefinite used like 60 to 60% when you have a conversation with people. What do you like? What don't you like? What do you think about it? Present indefinite.
Mm.
Use it, repeat it, understand the scenarios. If someone asks you what's your daily routine, people start, I woke up. No, someone is asking you daily routine. He's not
Mm.
asking what did you do in morning.
Yeah.
So be conscious, be mindful while listening, while reading. Make sure you are making notes of the tense. So if you are
Mm.
reading an article, make a note of that article. How many different grammatical patterns have been used in this article, and what are the
Yeah.
meanings of those sentences, and then use. So this is how you can
Mm.
use
So it
instructor.
means smart work and hard work both are required here. You cannot escape from it if you want to master your sentence structure. You have to do it. If you don't, I believe if you don't enjoy going with the conventional way, which you mentioned, that master one pattern in a week and then read thousand sentences, which I don't do, but I know it is really helpful. When you read a lot of sentences, it already helps you to just construct sentences properly, and even it is related to your life too. When you are, as you mentioned, that you search for but different domains particularly, so they can directly help them, they can use in their life. Great. So it depends on the learner too. Like if the person doesn't like conventional way, they can find a different ways, but they cannot skip or escape from the hard work. They have to do it.
Yeah,
So when you are learning
this is so
words too,
true.
simultaneously you can search the examples. You can read those examples. So you will be able to know the uses of the word. At the same time, you will be able to focus on the sentence structure. And the same time, as you are also, I guess, teaching the tongue twister, so they can try that. Mostly it is for pronunciation. And apart from that, they can focus more on reading part and listening part, listening attentively, reading loudly. That also helps a lot. Because while speaking, mostly people are very good, but sometimes they just skip the preposition and article, which really makes a big difference when you are talking to
Yeah,
any expert or any person who is very good at. So then they will be able to get, okay, you are making mistakes here. So in order to remove those things, you don't need examples, but you have to build the habit of reading a lot. Because while reading only, you can focus
I,
on articles and prepositions. While listening, you will skip. I know that. Because while listening, our mind is sometimes somewhere else, or maybe we are doing household chores and then we are doing the listening practice. So you will not focus on the preposition and articles. I'm sure. But while reading, you cannot skip the preposition and articles. So that way also you can master it. Yeah, I think
yeah,
you.
this is so true. But for
Hmm.
me, do you want to speak something?
No, no, no. I said you wanted something. You wanted to add something. Yeah.
Okay, I thought that there's a glitch. Am I
No, no,
audible
no, no.
clearly?
We have only 2 more minutes.
Okay,
Yeah.
we will finish it up. I will finish it up.
Hmm.
So, when you say conventional and traditional way, it's okay. Don't go for those ways. I don't somehow like reading. I do support reading. I read a lot, but I generally do not suggest to beginners to go for reading because
Hmm.
it's very time-taking process and they feel very bad about it. But and when I say listening, please don't go and listen to Shashi Tharoor. Simply go for YouTube stories where you
Hmm.
see something on the screen, right? So there is just voice over on that particular thing. So you don't see a person, you just see an article, read it simultaneously, then
Hmm.
you are having to practice in one go. So that's how you can go for. I think we will cover a few more things. I have a lot to share in next sessions. So for now,
Sure.
yeah, that is enough, and I hope everything helps people. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, sure. Thank you so much for sharing your insightful approaches and tips and tricks, which I believe definitely will help a lot learners out there. If they listen to it very carefully and if they actually apply, the implementation is very essential. So if they actually apply these things, they will definitely able to master this language and become very good at it. So yes, thank you so much. It was really lovely talking to you. A great discussion with you. Thank you so much, Gayatri,
All
for
the best.
joining.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank
You're
you. Thank you
welcome.
so
Have
much.
a great day ahead. Bye bye.
You too. Bye.